Well, Desiree, we understand that the parole hearing has just been concluded. We understand that no official decision has been made at this stage. We're hearing from the Steenkamp lawyers that there could be a possible decision this afternoon, but let's get more clarity now. Tania Koen, who is the lawyer representing the Steenkamps. All right, we'll speak to Tania Koen. Tania, thank you very much for your time. Just confirmation that you've concluded the parole hearing now.
No, I cannot confirm that it's been concluded. What the parole board has decided to do is that they've spoken to June separately, and then we were excused, and they will now speak to Oscar separately. So we have been advised that there will be a decision later today, and they will first inform us before they will inform officially the press.
Tania, can you give us a sense of how it felt for June to be in there, how it went?
It was very unpleasant for her, the circumstances, but she knew that she had to do it for Reeva, and she did it, and I'm very proud of her. And sorry.
Yeah, it's okay.
And she's very relieved that it's over. So that's all for now.
Did she get?
Obviously how she felt, and obviously what her feelings are, and as I've said before, that she doesn't feel that he is rehabilitated. He hasn't told the truth, and for that reason both her and Barry submits that he should not be released on parole.
Do you believe that what she told the parole board today does she believe it's sufficient to get the outcome that you've been hoping for, that he should not be granted parole?
You must remember that our law allows every offender to be placed on parole sometime. So we know that day is going to come, and June and Barry also know that that day is going to come. So as far as the outcome is concerned, I cannot predict, we cannot predict. June has said what she needs to say, and we can only wait for the parole board to make a decision.
Will you come back here for the results?
No, we will be informed telephonically.
And Tania, being in the same room as Oscar Pistorius must have been quite difficult.
He wasn't there. The parole board decided to split the proceedings, so no.
So you didn't have to deal with that?
No.
And how is the family doing?
Shame. June's holding up. It's very stressful and very painful, and it took a huge amount of guts and courage for June to come here today. You must remember she expected to see Oscar Pistorius today for the first time. She didn't attend the VOD proceedings because she just couldn't face him. So it's been extremely stressful and it's extremely traumatizing.
Tania, we asked you this question before you went inside the parole hearing on whether you received any instructions as yet on if this does not go the family's way. Would you consider taking this on review? What sense are you getting now that you've come from inside there? Any instruction yet?
We've literally just stepped out. We haven't discussed it. I mean, I really just commend June, and I say again, she showed so much courage today, and it's been so we haven't discussed that, and we won't be discussing that for a number of days. They need to first comprehend and understand what the decision was. We don't know, and then we'll take it from there.
Tania, you said that you were very proud of her. You're clearly a bit rattled. It sounds like she is her daughter's mother in terms of her steeliness today.
Yeah.
What stood out for you from what she told the parole board?
That she was adamant that she does not believe Oscar's version, and they want the truth. And Barry's victim impact statement was also extremely emotional, extremely to the core. And if you would like Carmen to tell you about that, I'm quite happy for her to do so, because Carmen read out Barry's victim impact statement.
Yes.
Tania, can you share a little bit from that?
Yes.
It must be a powerful line.
Carmen?
All right, we'll just have a conversation just very briefly. We'll ask you on the channel to stay with us as Carmen tells us about that victim impact statement that she read, which was Barry Steenkamp's, I understand. I mean, some of the key issues that Mr. Steenkamp, raises in there on why he does not want Oscar Pistorius to be granted parole.
Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yes, you read out the statement from Barry Steenkamp on why he believes that Oscar Pistorius should not be granted parole. Could you talk us through some of those key aspects that he mentions and why Oscar should not be set free?
So what Barry said was basically that he will never find closure until Oscar tells the actual truth of what happened. Barry says he can't sleep at night, he can't find closure until the real truth is given to him. And he says before he dies he has one wish, and that's that Oscar would just tell us exactly what happened that night. Yeah.
Carmen, sorry, just your full name, and if you could give us some insight into June's input today as well, please.
So my full name is Carmen Dodd, that's D-O-D-D. And June has been a very strong woman today. Considering the circumstances, she's been so strong. I mean, she's an inspiration to me and to other women about gender-based violence and how to handle this kind of situation. I really don't think I would have had the strength that she did, but yeah, she's very strong. I'm so proud of her to get through this.
How did the parole board react? Did you see how they reacted to June and to the statement?
They were very, what can I say? They weren't biased towards anybody. They let her have her space, they let her speak what they wanted, and any kind of information they needed to make their decision, they asked her. And it was a very good process, from an outsider's perspective, obviously.
And Carmen, did you get any insight into who is on the board in terms of the different officials and their capacity?
No, unfortunately I didn't. But thank you so much for the questions.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, the Steenkamp family there now leaving the proceedings. We understand that the Steenkamps had, June Steenkamp had, or let's go right back here again.
And facing her fears today, coming here, expecting to meet Oscar, which he wasn't there, I think she proved to herself what a strong woman she really is. And I can only commend her for that. It's not easy for any mother to think they're going to face the killer of their daughter. So she's done exceptionally well.
If he walks free, will she face him?
I cannot see that happening because, I mean, you know, what would the circumstances be? But I cannot see that happening, no. Right. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Right. Tania Koen, who is the representative for the Steenkamp family, and they're about to leave the Outridgeville Correctional Centre at this stage. We do understand that
Thank you, everybody. Thank you.
all right, we do understand that June Steenkamp giving her victim impact statement separately to Oscar Pistorius. Oscar Pistorius, we understand now, is going to give or possibly speak to the parole board on why he should be granted parole. Oscar Pistorius obviously needs to prove to this board, the parole board, that he has been rehabilitated and that he's not a further danger to society. Rehabilitated on the basis that he has or was convicted of the serious crime of murder. And we're told now by the Steenkamp family that June Steenkamp had spoken to the parole board separately to Oscar Pistorius, so she did not have to face him today. And they're going to leave now, and we understand that there's a likelihood, of course, that's according to the Steenkamp lawyer Tania Koen, that there might be a decision that could be made this afternoon. We'll certainly wait to hear from the Department of Correctional Services on what that outcome will be, but describing it as a very difficult moment in which the lawyer says that June Steenkamp was very brave today, and the family still believes that Oscar Pistorius has still not told the full truth about what happened to Reeva Steenkamp. I'm afraid that's all we have time for on the program now. Stay tuned to SABC News for all the latest developments here at the Outridgeville Correctional Centre.